All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to another video. Man, I really didn't think I would make this video. I can't believe what's happened. It's been a heck of a roller coaster at Real Madrid these days. But Zidane has returned to Real Madrid in the managerial role. Solari, it was coming. You could just see it. The last game, especially versus Valladolid, it just wasn't convincing. It wasn't good enough, especially for Real Madrid. It was just won three Champions League back to back. Yes, we don't have Ronaldo, but this team overall, it's the same squad, the same team that Real Madrid were able to win those Champions Leagues. Yes, Ronaldo was a huge miss, but all those players had that experience of winning, and Solari just wasn't able to get things right. And there's no crisis at Real Madrid. These players, they've got it in them. It's just about getting out of them. So we can't undermine what Solari has done. We can't dismiss totally what Solari has done. I would say the ostracizing some of the players has not helped in his case, in Solari's case. But Solari was ultimately um, he led to his own downfall, really, especially in ostracizing some of the players like Gareth Bale, Isco, Marcelo, um, Navas, to some extent. Uh, just you know, those players could have gotten you points, but instead he has to play Courtois. Instead he has to play Lucas Vasquez, Vinicius Junior. I mean, yes, these players are good, but they're not gonna win you trophies. It's the other players were proven. I just don't understand why I couldn't use them. But anyways, that's past. We now have to move into the future. So Zidane's just a perfect match for Real Madrid. His acumen is it's so essential for the club, and we really need someone like that who can make astute decisions and not you know make just overall bad decisions like Solari would. So yeah, Zidane has returned, but the only thing is that Zidane has had some falling out with some players too, and we'll just get to that in a bit right now. So let's talk about the ramifications this has for the club and all of its players. Um, for first of all, I'm sure Zidane was assured of several things. I'm sure he was assured that he'll have the necessary funds in the summer, uh, and that decisions will be supported by the board members. Pretty much, he's gonna have the funds needed to compete for more titles in the summer. He's gonna get whatever he wants basically. Maybe not 500 million, but reports are stating that he's gonna get around 300 million. So that's a very good transfer budget. In today's market, you could argue it's okay, but I think that's a very good transfer budget. I think you can get quite a few players with that, and particularly Eden Hazard. I think he'll come in the summer 100%. But he'll have the necessary funds in the summer, which is great. And his decisions will also supersede Florentino Perez's in every aspect of what is done on the pitch and off the pitch and the transfers. Um, so what's meant by that is that pretty much what he says is going to have more of a more importance than Florentino Perez, or is going to be regarded as more important than Perez. That's what I just said. But anyways, yeah. Florentino Perez is going to have some say, but for example, like the Gareth Bale saga, the Gareth Bale situation, where he was asked, or Zidane was probably asked, or told to play Gareth Bale more, things like that, and he wouldn't play him. This time, Zidane will probably say no, I don't want to play him, and Perez will just have to say okay. And before it was more of do what I tell you, or you're not going to be at the club for long, or I don't know, something along those lines. We all know Perez has always had power in those things. You could just see it in the Carlo Ancelotti thing in 2014, I believe it was, or 2015, where Gareth Bale was substituted after I think he failed to convert a shot that was 1-on-1. He should have passed it to Benzema, but he didn't. He got subbed off, and then Florentino Perez went crazy after Ancelotti, and kind of that's what led him to get fired ultimately. But this time around, Zidane will have the major say in what's going on. So Perez is going to also make a few relevant transfers in the summer. You know, that's pretty much tacitly said when I talked about the funds earlier. Uh, and with the arrival of Zidane, Navas will be the starting goalkeeper. I'm almost 100% sure, unless there's a clause in Courtois' contract stating that he has to play, you know, at least this many games, or he has to be the starting goalkeeper for Real Madrid. And I hope that's not the case because Navas is the quintessential goalkeeper for Real Madrid. I mean, he is the best goalkeeper. You know, like we have to have him as number one. If we don't have him as number one, I just can't see us winning titles. I mean, Courtois can't save his life. Navas could save everything. Um, so hopefully we see Navas as number one. However, there are going to be some repercussions. To every action there is a consequence, and there are negative consequences in this. Appointment. Gareth Bale's going to be sold in summer. It's almost 100% sure, if not 100% sure. It's just not going to happen for Gareth Bale, and I don't think that relationship will be, repaired again. It's broken. It has been broken and will always be broken. So Gareth Bale's going to be sold in the summer. It's just a question of where. James Rodriguez will also be sold in the summer. His loan does terminate this year, but he's going to be sold in summer. What Solari was to Isco, Zidane is to James. That's pretty much it. It just hasn't worked out. It's never going to work out. So James Rodriguez will be sold. Isco and Marcelo are going to stay. They won't be sold. They'll be getting regular playing time. I think Marcelo will be getting less playing time. I think Reguilon will be getting some playing time along with Theo Hernandez. But I think Marcelo is trusted and will be getting some playing time. The only thing I could see with Marcelo's game is that he's lost a yard of pace. And that's going to affect his game for sure. That's going to affect maybe how much time he's going to be able to get versus not. You could argue that he lost that pace. He lost that pace because of fitness, but I just don't know if I see it anymore for Marcelo. As for Odegaard, he might find himself in a pickle. Odegaard, has had his comments about Zidane, which he said that it was great for the club, but for his development and things like that, it wasn't beneficial. And the last thing that I really already stated is that Hazard's going to come in the summer, 100% sure. I have no doubts about it. No doubts. Absolutely no doubts. Hazard, 100% sure is going to come in the summer. It's been stated that by Hazard himself that he would like to be appointed, or he would like to be managed under Zinedine Zidane. And he also stated that he would like to come to Real Madrid. And right now, Chelsea are in a bad situation, horrible situation at Chelsea. So Hazard's going to definitely want to escape, and he's going to want to look for a way out. This is the best way out, Zidane, Real Madrid, trophies. I mean, what more is there to it? So that's all I have to say, really. I think it's a great appointment. I think Zidane is just fantastic. The players know what he wants. The coach knows what the players want. And now Zidane's gonna finally have a say in what's going on at Real Madrid, and we're gonna see more of his acumen, which we've already seen is great. I mean, he's won us 3 Champions League back to back. I think it's just a great appointment overall. I wish we could see Gareth. I wish we could have seen Gareth Bale more, but Gareth Bale just kind of ultimately led to his own demise also, in the fact that he's gotten injured so much. His comments haven't helped that much. His actions haven't helped that much. He's kind of led himself to his own downfall. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. He's done a lot for the club, and I don't think that we should definitely dismiss that. But he has sometimes, there was a hint of it that he was higher than the club sometimes, in some of his actions, and sometimes he would say stuff, especially at the Champions League final last year, where he said he wasn't getting enough minutes and stuff like that. But he gets injured a lot, and it gets annoying, and it's hard to depend on someone who's not there. It's just like when someone goes to work and it's like if you hire a new employee and they don't come to work all the time, you can't depend on that employee anymore, and you have to hire another employee. And with Gareth Bale, that's pretty much what's happened, especially, with the exception that with Gareth Bale, we hired him, but we can't always depend on him. We have to have someone else, and we don't have that someone else at the moment. We don't have that go-to guy. You know, Gareth Bale is the go-to guy, and that's the problem. He's the go-to guy, but he's not there all the time. So you know, that becomes kind of a predicament in itself. Yeah, James Rodriguez is kind of sad. I really like the guy. He's so good. If you guys watched him his that first season with Real Madrid, and you could argue, yeah, the second one as well. He was so good. He was so good. Was it the second one? Oh no, the second one he wasn't as good. The first season he was great. Yeah, that first season he was great under Ancelotti. You know, third was it 14 goals and 17 assists, I think, in all competitions. I mean, he was amazing, and it was just obvious like what he can do. He's so good, but it just hasn't worked out, like I said. Okay, so that's all I have to say for today. I don't want to rant on more than that, or I don't want to speak more than that. But Zidane has returned to coach Real Madrid, and that must, you know, that doesn't have words. It explains, you know, it pretty much speaks for itself. So let me know what you guys think of Zidane's reappointment. Is it a good one? Is it a bad one? You think we'll win trophies? I definitely do. I know we'll win trophies. Actually, it's been proven, and like I said, he knows everyone. So it's great to have. It's great to see him back. Great to see him back. Just a legend. The things he's done at Real Madrid. Yeah, let me know in the section below, and subscribe if you're new. I will be posting more and more videos daily, and I still haven't found out a time, but I will. So thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Have a good night. Wherever you go.